In a stunning turn of events that's sending shockwaves to the hip-hop world, prosecutors in Lil Durk's alleged murder-for-hire case have officially announced they are seeking the death penalty, a devastating possibility that could mean life in prison or execution for one of the most influential rappers of the last decade, and the fallout from this could change everything we know about the Chicago rap scene forever. The story of Lil Durk has always been layered with survival, ambition, loyalty, pain, and controversy. He wasn't born into fame. He carved it out of the concrete jungle of Chicago's South Side, where violence wasn't just background noise, it was the main soundtrack. Born Durk Derrick Banks, he rose in the trenches with nothing but raw talent, relentless hustle, and the support of a growing army of fans who saw their own struggles in his music. From mixtapes to platinum records, Lil Durk became more than a rapper. He became a symbol of resilience. But now, the same streets he once escaped might be pulling him back into a nightmare scenario, one where he may never taste freedom again. What started as a whisper in courtrooms and back channels has now exploded into full public view. Prosecutors are going all in on their case against Lil Durk, and they're not just aiming for conviction, they're gunning for blood. The murder-for-hire charge, already one of the most severe accusations in the legal playbook, has escalated beyond anything fans or even insiders expected. According to confidential sources and confirmed documents that were recently unsealed, the prosecution believes they have not only enough evidence to tie Durk to an alleged orchestrated killing, but also sufficient justification to pursue the ultimate penalty, execution. That's right, lethal injection or another state-sanctioned method, depending on how the case unfolds. And that revelation has hit the hip-hop world like a meteor. Now, before we jump to conclusions, it's important to understand how we got here. The timeline is wild and involves betrayals, coded messages, street politics, and a legal system that's been watching Durk for years. Ever since his name was first tied to the fatal shooting outside the Varsity in Atlanta in 2019, an incident that led to initial charges which were later dropped. Law enforcement has allegedly kept a close eye on his movements. Despite his claims of innocence and his efforts to distance himself from street life, they believe Durk never truly left it behind. Instead, prosecutors argue that he simply moved more quietly, staying insulated behind a team and using his influence to handle disputes off the radar until now. The current case, which exploded into headlines just weeks ago, centers around an incident that allegedly took place in late 2024. According to reports, a rival figure, whose identity is being protected for now, was targeted in a highly organized hit that prosecutors claim was planned months in advance. Phone records, intercepted communications, and testimony from confidential informants reportedly point to a paper trail that could place Durk at the heart of the operation, not as a shooter, but as the mastermind. And that's exactly what makes it worse. In a murder-for-hire case, the person who orders a kill can face harsher penalties than the person who pulls the trigger. That's the logic prosecutors are working with as they push for capital punishment. This isn't just about Durk anymore. The gravity of the case has brought a storm of scrutiny on the OTF, Only the Family Collective, the music industry, and the blurred lines between entertainment and real-life street codes. Many are asking the hard questions. Did the fame protect Durk for too long? Did it enable him to fly under the radar? Or is this simply a case of a black man being targeted by a system that never really saw him as anything more than a suspect with a microphone? Inside sources say that the decision to push for the death penalty wasn't made lightly. The district attorney's office reportedly spent weeks debating their strategy, balancing the political weight of such a move against the perceived strength of their evidence. And ultimately, they decided to go for it. Their rationale? Sending a message. They want this to be a statement case, a declaration that nobody, not even a chart-topping rapper with a Billboard presence and mainstream respect, is above the law. The goal, as one insider put it, is total accountability, without exception. But as you can imagine, the backlash was immediate. Social media exploded. Fans, fellow artists, and civil rights activists quickly mobilized in Durk's defense. Hashtags like #FreeDurk and #JusticeForDurk began trending, and the court of public opinion became a war zone. Some fans argue that the charges are nothing more than a setup, a racially motivated witch hunt designed to take down a powerful black figure. Others say that if the allegations are true, Durk has to face the consequences like anyone else. But one thing's for certain. The hip-hop world is divided, and this case might tear it further apart. Then there's the question of the evidence. Prosecutors are keeping a tight lid on the full details, but leaks suggest that a combination of cell tower pings, location tracking, wiretaps, and even direct statements from a flip co-conspirator are being used to build a case. In fact, one of the most damning pieces of information appears to be a voice memo recovered from a deleted device that allegedly features Durk speaking about cleaning up the situation permanently. Whether or not that quote holds up in court is still to be seen, but it's already being used in public filings to justify the push for the death penalty. Durk's legal team, of course, is fighting